Hi, I'm Andrea Harmon with the Elder Law Firm, and I'm going to be speaking with Steve Fleming from WellSpring. He's the CEO. Thank you, Steve, for coming today.
Thank you, Andre. It's great to be here.
Steve, tell us a little bit about WellSpring and what it offers here to the greater Greensboro area.
Well, WellSpring is a not-for-profit continuing care retirement community located here in Greensboro, North Carolina. You may hear the terms continuing care and life plan community. They're kind of synonymous with each other, but we still utilize the term continuing care retirement community, which really means individuals come in as independent living older adults, but they have the luxury of having a continuum of care all on campus.
Okay.
And so if their needs change, in other words, they need higher levels of care, assisted living or skilled nursing or memory support services, they're all available on campus.
Okay.
Now, when you're in a continuing care retirement community, most continuing care retirement communities charge an upfront entrance fee, and then there's an ongoing monthly service fee on top of that. At WellSpring, we are a life care continuing care retirement community, which essentially means that you have a form of long-term care insurance when you pay your entry fee.
Okay.
So when an individual moves into WellSpring and they're to go through the continuum, their entry fee helps pay for their future care in the higher levels of care. There is no change in monthly service fee if someone moves to assisted living, skilled nursing, or memory support. It's the same as they were paying in the independent living unit. So essentially, they've purchased a prepaid long-term care insurance policy by moving into WellSpring.
Which is great. That's the best of both worlds.
Well, you took one of our taglines right there, Andrea. We like to say that it is the best of both worlds because you do have that risk protect. You're protected from the long-term risk associated with the cost of staying in a skilled nursing or assisted living facility.
Right.
And that's very important to a lot of folks. In addition to that, you have all of the wonderful amenities that a continuing care like WellSpring can offer. Fine dining, fine activity programming. We're underway with construction of a new $30 million expansion for a new dining area, a new social area or lounge area, or some people may say a bar area.
Wow.
And we have a new resident activity center, which will include a 325-seat auditorium and two art studios and a woodworking shop. So we're looking forward to that addition to our campus.
That sounds great. So you do a lot of activities and you keep the seniors very involved.
We do. We have a partnership with the University of North Carolina at Greensboro through their School of Theater, Arts, and Dance, and we have their performances on our campus, and we also go to their campus as well. But we also, and you can take classes at UNCG as a resident of WellSpring. So we have an arrangement there too. We provide transportation to the campus at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro for purposes of folks doing continuing education classes there. But mainly we have lectures and performances from both faculty and students at UNCG to come out to WellSpring. So we're very involved in the arts community here in Greensboro, but also in other activities that we're able to accomplish.
That's wonderful. Now, what would be your ideal resident that comes into the community? Is there such a thing?
Well, that's a great question. The ideal resident is a paying resident. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The ideal resident is usually, and I won't say ideal, but most people make the decision to move to a continuing care retirement community sometime between the age of, let's say, 70 and 80. That's usually when they make that decision. The average entry across the country, average entry age is 78, and WellSpring is no different. Most people coming in are around 78 years of age.
Okay.
And they may or may not have a chronic condition up front. One of the things about a life care community, though, is that they're looking, we are an insurance company, so we are looking, if folks have a chronic condition or something, if they've waited too late to move to a continuing care retirement community, it can cause problems for them getting in because this insurance component we have. So we always advise people, don't wait too late.
Right.
A lot of people say, well, I'm not ready yet, I don't want to leave my home, or they think about their plans, but they really don't act on their plans. And it's so important to act on a plan. Have a plan and act on it. Those are very important components. So I think there's really no ideal, but looking to somebody who's relatively healthy and can make that conscious decision about moving to a change in lifestyle that is for the better for them for that period between what I call that period of living. You know,
Right.
most people plan for their deaths. They have their estate plans in order and lots of different things about their health care advanced directives, things of that nature, but they haven't really planned for that period of living. And so I always like to tell folks, you know, that there is going to be a time between the time that you retire from active work and that you pass away from this earth that you have to plan for.
Right.
And continuing care retirement communities are just excellent resources for folks to utilize in that regard.
That sounds great. So it's being proactive.
Very, very much so. And folks that move to continuing care retirement community like WellSpring are proactive individuals. There's no question about it. They have probably been successful in their life because they've been planners and they've been doers.
Right. And so if someone wanted to come into the community at WellSpring, what is the best way for them to start that process?
Well, I always like to say, first and foremost, make a list of continuing care retirement communities you'd like to visit. And I like to start with accredited retirement communities, those that someone else on the outside has looked over, a third party has examined. There's only one organization in the United States that does that, and it's called CARF CCAC, or Commission on Accreditation of Rehabilitation Facilities and the Continuing Care Accreditation Commission.
Okay.
And that's, but the acronym is carfccac.org. And you can find a list of accredited communities there. WellSpring is one of those accredited communities. So we invite individuals to visit our campus. Leslie Daisy is our Director of Retirement Relocation. She would take an individual around on a tour and talk about the different pricing options.
Okay.
Prices are based on square footage of independent living units. So the higher the square footage, the more you'll pay.
Okay.
The best deal at WellSpring is the lower square footage because you're still paying that same amount should you go to skilled nursing down the road. So
Right.
that means the better bargain you had, if you will, the better value for your money is actually the lower square footage. But obviously, in this day and time, folks like a lot of square footage. We have
Right.
villas now that are 2,400 square feet, so with two-car garage. So a lot of people like that type of living as well.
That they like to bring all of their belongings with them.
They like to bring all their belongings and then some. They like
Exactly.
us to never can have enough storage.
Right.
But so we've kind of solved that problem now with walk-in closets and things of that nature. We didn't have those in the past, and
Right.
now a newer product that we build has walk-in closets in almost every room.
So it sounds like you have a lot of different options for folks than when they come.
We do. We really do. A lot of people think of WellSpring Retirement Community as only a place for folks that have substantial financial resources, but it's not. And it really covers the waterfront in terms of the ability for folks to afford. And if they look at the long-term cost of long-term care and support,
Right.
if they look at that, the great value that the smaller unit at WellSpring offers, I think that they would be pleasantly surprised. Most people do not understand the cost of long-term care.
Right.
And the reality is today, in the United States, the average nursing home cost is about $92,000 a year out of pocket. Medicare doesn't pay for that, and as we all know, that has to come out of our pockets until our pockets diminish and we have to go perhaps on Medicaid. So it's something that folks need to plan for, need to think about, and a community like WellSpring offers them the opportunity to have the best of both worlds, as you said. Have that protection of catastrophic cost, but yet also enjoy the lifestyle that we would all like to enjoy as we age.
Exactly. They have a great quality of life there.
They do. Our resident satisfaction scores sound that off every year that we get those results back, and I'm just amazed how satisfied our residents are. But I'd love to say it's because what we've created there among the staff, but I can also say it's as much as what the residents themselves have created as far as a community.
Exactly.
Socialization is so important as we age.
Yes, it is. It sounds like we're very fortunate to have WellSpring here in Greensboro.
Well, we're delighted to be an active member of the community here in Greensboro, and it's just an honor to be a part of this program with you, and I'm delighted that the Elder Law Firm's putting this together.
Well, thank you very much, Steve, for coming and the information you've shared with us today.
Thank you.
Again, this is Andrea Harmon with the Elder Law Firm. Thank you for tuning into this segment.